Welcome back, people. So have you ever been told that video games will rot your brain? I'm sure in the majority of cases that's not true, but there are just some people who kind of need a reality check because it has really affected and rotted their brains. But seriously, I don't condone any of these acts that happen, and what you have to know is what happens in a video game is kind of like in Vegas. It stays in a video game. Now in this video we're going to be going over the top 10 instances where people have attempted video game kind of simulations. And who's the we, you ask? Well, today I'm going to be joined by none other than fellow YouTuber Admiral Ascent. He's a great YouTuber who also uploads game footage. He has pretty funny commentary and some good humor. And he's going to help me out here today.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Admiral Ascent here. I want to thank World War III Gaming for allowing me to collaborate with him on this video, and today we're going to be taking a look at people who take their dedication to their video games a little bit too far.
That's right, Admiral. Well, considering that the audience wants to see some stupid people, let's get on with it.
Alright, here we have a Call of Duty inspired rampage. So in November of last year, 5 people, including 4 teens, were actually accused and arrested for driving by in a tinted car and shooting people with paintball guns. Now here, World War III Gaming told me this is a Call of Duty inspired rant. No, I think he is dead ass wrong. This is a Battlefield inspired thing. So the authorities said they shot a man walking down Broadway Avenue Tuesday morning. The man told police that a white car with tinted windows was driving north in the same direction he was. The rear passenger leaned out the window and began firing a long rifled paintball gun. What were going through these guys' mind? Were they thinking they were going to reenact Battlefield 4 Siege of Shanghai? And not even 10 minutes later, a man in Gusto Drive was hit several times by the same 5 wannabe Navy SEALs. Okay, how did this plan even come to be in the first place? For the I bet you anything, the 4 teams were probably on Xbox Live. You were playing Battlefield or Call of Duty. In my opinion, it was most likely Battlefield. And then the adult comes in, let's just call him Troy, and like, hey, what the fuck you faggots doing? Hey, man, we're about to play some Battlefield and want Jordan. No, fuck that pussy shit, man. I got my paintball guns, I got my armor. Let's get the fuck in my tinted car and let's go shoot some people. Man, is that illegal? You know what, man? You know what? Tyler, you are a pussy, man. You want to reenact Battlefield or not? Well, that sounds fun. No, then get your bitch ass over here and let's do this shit. But no! Now!
Now, this other instance happened in January of last year in Ohio, where a grandma was driving 2 of her kids over to their parents' house, and along the way, the grandma suffered a mild stroke. So instead of anything bad happening, the grandson actually grabbed the steering wheel of the car and managed to drive them all home. How did he manage to drive? Well, he kind of played a lot of Super Mario Kart at home, which kind of gave him a good insight of what real-life driving would be like. The ordeal continued without further incident, and everyone managed to survive the ordeal, including the grandmother who suffered the stroke. And the kids actually got an award for that.
Up next, we have a Grand Theft Auto inspired carjacking. So in March 2014, 20-year-old Ryan Stone on a wild rampage through Denver, Colorado, terrorizing motorists as police chased his vehicle in a super speed pursuit. This all began when he carjacked a van containing a 4-year-old. Now this might be going off topic, but this actually reminds me of a Family Guy scene. Roll the clip.
No kissing, under bed. Out.
Boy, that was a close one. Ah, my son was in the back seat.
Now, Stone eventually dumped his car by pulling a move that only Trevor from GTA 5 would do. He threw a person on the ground, stole their car, but unfortunately for him, drove on the wrong side of the highway, smashed into the side of other cars, chucked 2 more people out their vehicles, and ignored police stops. Hell, he even ran over a police officer. Yes, actually reminds me of how I play Grand Theft Auto. The entire scene was captured by the camera of a police helicopter, creating a striking resemblance to the video game Grand Theft Auto 5. Of course, I honestly think the guy was inspired by playing the game for 15 hours a day, like I did when the game first came out. Stone, of course, was eventually captured when his dumbass decided to flee on foot, when a fence blocked his final escape. Police, of course, pounced on him. Fortunately, no one was killed during Stone's high-speed Grand Theft Auto-inspired adventure, and the injured officer was undergoing treatment at the local hospital, and the young boy was, of course, safely returned to his mother. Now,
has anyone here ever played Watch Dogs? That game, Watch Dogs, it's quite good. I'm interested in it myself. All the hacking seems pretty cool. Well, please don't try that because that is very illegal. And one instance happened in 2016 when 2 Australian hackers hacked an entire Google building and all the electronics inside. Like, seriously, their main goal is where they wanted to expose how easy your data was accessible to the outside world. And to this day, they have not been caught. God help us all.
Here we have the one that I personally am most familiar with, the Slender Man stabbing. Now for those of you that do not know, Slender Man is a fictional character created for a 2009 Photoshop contest called Something Awful, an online forum where the goal was to create a paranormal image. Since then, Slender Man has become extremely popular, having multiple games made about him, and of course people who believe he is actually real. And 12 years old, Aniza Wheeler and Morgan Gracer were two of those believers. And these two were so dedicated to this fictional character that they stabbed and almost killed their friend in an attempt to appease this fictional character. Weir and Gazer intentionally planned to attack Leutner on May 31st, 2014 during a sleepover. They planned to tape the victim's mouth shut and stab her in the neck and then flee. They did not carry out this attack, however, because they wanted to give her another day to live. The second plan called for attacking her in a bathroom at a local park. The actual attack took place in a nearby forest during a game of hide and seek. Leutner was pinned down and stabbed 19 times in the arms, legs, and torso with a 5-inch long kitchen knife. 2 wounds were to her major arteries, and 1 missed her heart by less than a millimeter, instead cutting into her liver and stomach. Weiner and Gazer then told Leutner they would go get help for her, but instead they just left. Leutner dragged herself to a nearby road where she was found by a cyclist. The two claimed that they were feeling guilty for stabbing their friend, but they felt like the attack was needed to appease the fictional character Slender Man. The two pleaded guilty, but they were not arrested under the assumption they were under some sort of mental illness or insanity, and instead sentenced to long-time psychological treatment. Leutner was sent to the hospital and recovered in 6 days. She returned to school in fall 2014.
Now you noticed I played 2 Far Cry games so far, and I myself am pretty interested in that game, Far Cry Primal. Well, you know how in that game when you get to tame wild animals by simply shooting them and pointing your hands at them? Now look, I live on a farm, and I have to say that is not a good method, especially not inside 20 seconds. But these unfortunate people in India actually did try something similar. Back in 2010, near a nature reserve that was close to a village, a couple of park rangers actually tried taming a tiger by poking it with a stick. Yeah, this is not an actual joke. They tried doing that, and the tiger attacked them. Now, they actually survived the ordeal, but seriously, how did they not know that this was doomed from the start? Let's tame a wild animal by provoking it. And kind of just gives retardation a whole new meaning.
Now here we have an incident inspired by the Grand Theft Auto military break-in. Now to be fair, he didn't actually break into a military base, but he did take a APC that was hired out to weddings and monster truck shows, which used to ram several mobile phone towers and fences. The insurance company estimated that this damage was worth $6 million. Now this guy obviously was not inspired by Grand Theft Auto 5 breaking into the military base, as this event took place all the way back in 2007, but it does make you think how similar this event is to Grand Theft Auto 5. Not only did he do $6 million in damage by ramming into telephone poles and fences, he also did damage to a British-made FV-432 armored personnel carrier. The reports do not clarify how the vehicle was actually damaged.
Now we're coming back to another ordeal with tigers again, and this time it's going to be a much more unfortunate one. You know that video game Zoo Tycoon? You have a bunch of mods where you can actually break into the animal cages and actually just interact with them and all that. Well, unfortunately that was the case. In July of last year in China, a 31-year-old man didn't want to pay an entrance fee into the local city zoo, so he hopped a 3-meter fence, ignored a sign on another fence that said tigers were behind there, and he actually jumped down. Now, he was probably thinking that these were some kittens who just wanted to have their heads scratched. Well, as soon as the guy actually scaled the fence, 4 tigers were waiting him and saw him as human beef jerky. They all took turns mauling every body part on him while the audience watched frantically. Shortly afterwards, the zoo security started throwing firecrackers at the tigers to deter and scare them. However, that only scared 3 of them, as one of them continued mauling on the body. It wasn't until emergency services from the police force actually shot the tiger and rushed the man to the hospital, where he surprisingly succumbed to his injuries. Like, dude, seriously, don't you know that a tiger is not like some your average house cat that likes having its belly scratched? Now we're going to be heading off to some coastal areas. So, you guys know how islands have that specific kind of climate where the hot air mixes with the cold water and then it creates a fog? Now, if you're a Silent Hill kind of fan and you want to have a cosplay party, this is most definitely the ideal location. And that hasn't stopped a lot of people. This gentleman right here actually decided to dress up like Pyramid Head and stand in the middle of the road at 2 o'clock in the morning, where lots of bystanders actually got a view of him, and one guy actually took a picture of him and put it on Reddit. Now, this guy actually didn't know what Silent Hill was, and interestingly enough, he was still scared. I mean, I would be terrified too, seeing a guy dressed like this in the middle of the night.
And last, we have a South Korean man who robbed 180 stores while using nothing but a cardboard box and 500 hours of playtime of Metal Gear Solid. So basically what this guy did was he put a cardboard box over his body and walked into a goddamn store and stole shit. He did this 180 times, stealing over $60,000 in merchandise, and it took police 2 fucking years to finally catch this guy. Like, are the South Korean police, like, just out of the goddamn academy where this guy is? Like, she's like, I am going to move to South Korea right now, put nothing but a goddamn cardboard box from Home Depot over my head, and I will be a millionaire within a couple of weeks. Because the South Korean police were like, oh, he has a box over his head, well, I guess we can't catch him, well, I guess we're screwed. Okay guys, let's just think about this, alright? You can be either a very experienced robber slash heister, planning out your robberies for days on end, just to make it out, hopefully, successfully. Or, you can be this fucking lad over here, and you have no training, no prior plan probably, and just, oh, okay, yeah, that store looks like it has a lot of money in the cash register. Well, time to get my cardboard box from Home Depot, put that bitch over his head, wait at night, and sneak in and steal shit and leave. This guy actually got away with this 180 times before the police actually caught up with him. That's just, see, this is both sad, pathetic, and funny all at the same time. Alright my guys, that's gonna be pretty much it. I want to thank World War II Gaming once again for allowing me to collaborate with him on this amazing video. As always, if you enjoyed this, be sure to smash the like button on his channel, and also mine too, because I'm gonna be re-uploading this video on my channel. And subscribe to both of us if you haven't already. I make great content, he makes great content. What do you have to lose, right? So, once again, thank you so much, dude. I really hope you can have more collaboration in the future. Anyways, see you guys later.
So once again, I want to thank Admiral Ascent for joining me in this video. It was actually a pretty fun topic. I mean, it's kind of sad to see stupid people in this world doing these kinds of things, but at the same time, it's quite comical. In any case, be sure to check out both our channels. I left a link to Admiral Ascent's channel in the description down below. Be sure to check him out. He's also a great YouTuber. And I will soon be starting another game, and I will see you quite soon. Bye.